What's up guys, Hunter here with Technical Gaming, and in this video I want to talk about some changes that I personally think need to be made to a few of the operators in the game right now. So I think this is a good time to make this video because we should be getting some information on the Season 2 update very soon, as well as a release date in a few weeks. So that's going to be pretty exciting, and again, that's as long as everything goes to plan and goes as it usually does with the release dates and stuff. But I think this is a great time to release some changes for a few of the operators in the game that are kind of a little misbalanced at the moment, and I just wanted to talk about those in this video. So there's not a ton of changes that I have in mind, and honestly they're not too game changing, but I do think they're pretty important and can really help out the operator balance in this game. So let's go ahead and talk about them. So first off, I want to talk about an update to Castle that I think would make him a little bit more of a viable operator. Now I wouldn't say by any means that Castle is a bad operator, but I definitely think the way his gadget works could be improved a little bit, and one major way I think his ability could be improved is if his barricades that he places on doorways was actually extended to where either all drones or just Twitch drones could not come in. Now, I realize it's probably going to be a little OP if all drones could not come in, so I probably would take back the all drones part, but Twitch drones, I think that would be completely fine. It would definitely help counter Twitch a little bit, so she just couldn't come in so easily and take out Mira's windows and take out other gadgets like Jaeger's. And others as well. So I think that would be a pretty big part. The Twitch drone would actually have to play it a little bit smarter and find out different ways to come into the objective. Another big way I think his barricades could be improved upon is if they were actually fuse proof and Fuse would not be able to fuse them anymore. Now personally I'd love this change because in my opinion I think Fuse is a little overpowered for his very lucky type of gadget. And I'm not trying to offend anybody who likes Fuse or anything like that. So I'd love this change personally because I think Fuse is a little bit too powerful to be such a lucky based operator. And I'm not trying to offend anyone here when I say that because obviously if you're a better player you're going to do better with Fuse anyway. There's no way around that, but you really can't deny that he is more of a lucky based operator, and it's a lot easier to just go place one of his gadgets on any breakable surface and fuse an area and get some really easy kills. Now I know a lot of people would just say, well, get a Jaeger, but Jaeger doesn't always work that well. Honestly, I think Jaeger could use a little bit of a buff. His gadget I think could use a little bit more range, but that's not something I'm really going to talk about too much in this video, but that is a very small change that I would like to make to Jaeger personally. But yeah, I think Fuse is a little too powerful to be kind of a luckier operator, so I'd love for Castle's barricades to be fuse proof and to where if you actually have a Castle barricade up you wouldn't be able to fuse it. I think it would make Castle, not Fuse. I think it'd make Castle a much more viable operator, and these changes, even if they did both of these changes, I still don't think that Castle would be an overpowered operator. I think he would just be balanced very well, and he'd also seem like a much better operator for Rainbow Six Siege. So I think these changes would be awesome for this game. Now I'll be honest, Castle is the main part of this video and he's where most of the thought process went into this video, but there is another operator that I do want to elaborate on a little bit because I think he is in major need of a buff, and that is Capiteo. And hopefully I say his name right because honestly I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think that's how. But anyway, I definitely think that Capiteo is probably one of the least used operators in this game at this point, especially in terms of just attacking operators, because his abilities are really nothing too special. Yes, it is cool that he can deploy smokes with his crossbow, but keep in mind that you can also deploy smokes with just regular smoke grenades with a lot of the other attacking operators. And as far as his asphyxiating bolts go, they are cool to use, especially if you get a kill with it, but they're very difficult to use. They're very situational. It's not going to work in most situations. And that's basically it. They're not going to be that useful in most situations. And there's really not very much about him that makes him that great of an operator, which is why I think he needs a buff. His guns are not that great. They're fine, but they're nothing special. They're not like Jackal's weapons that are really good, or some of the other really good weapons in the game. And his gadgets, I think, need changing around a little bit. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the changes that I think need to be made to make Capiteo a little bit better. So I do have have a few changes in mind with how they could make Capiteo a little bit better of an operator. Unfortunately, I don't really think they could do too much with the crossbow, the tactical crossbow. I just think it's kind of set in stone at this point, and there's really not too much they could do to make it, any more balanced. So I think that crossbow is really fine, but I do think they should at least start off with changing his armor and speed. Now, right now, he is a 1 armor, 3 speed operator. I think that should be changed to a 2 speed and a 2 armor operator. I think that works a lot better for attacking operators, and I think it would work really well with how Jackal plays. Now, I also think a little bit of work to his gun should be done, and maybe a little bit of a buff to them. I know it's really hard to kind of balance his LMG, so I don't know how much could be done there, but most people are going to use his assault rifle anyway and do use his assault rifle. So I think that's the one that needs a little bit more of a buff. It just doesn't quite work as well as a lot of the other attacking operators' guns. So a little tweaking to the assault rifle I think would definitely go a long way for him. And the last suggestion that I have for Capiteo is for Ubisoft to give him breaching charges instead of stun grenades. He gets either 2 stun grenades or a claymore, and I really think that should be breach charges, or at least 1 breach charge instead of those stun grenades. He really needs it. He cannot breach really at all because, I mean, his crossbow can't really do any breaching, so the only breaching he can do is with just punching through wooden reinforcements, or to have his team breach for him. So I think this would be an awesome change to see. Now that's the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. I do want to give a slight mention to Tachanka. I think that his turret is a little bit underpowered as far as recoil goes. I think there's just a little bit too much recoil. If Ubisoft could decrease the recoil on his turret a little bit more, I think that would make him a much more viable operator. So there's that. And as I mentioned earlier, the slight Jaeger change to where his gadgets have a little bit more range, so they could take out those fuse grenades a little bit more, or a little bit easier. So that's about it for this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. It turned out to be a little bit longer than I expected, but I do hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think about the changes that I have brought up in this video, and give a like if you did enjoy the video, and also subscribe for more Rainbow Six Siege. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.